What is up, YouTube? It's Envy, and I hope all is well on your end. For today's video, and I know it's been a while since I posted a video, but I think because I still want to work on more Dead by Daylight content, I think it'd be best if I just worked on news and other stuff that I. One of the things that I love about the Dead by Daylight content creators is when they do the news and the speculations and stuff. Why not venture into that avenue and just focus more on that rather than making gameplay? I know that it's a little bit of an interesting turn for the channel, but why not just give this a shot? And something I've always wanted to do. Also, we could do some speculations of what the run of show is going to be for the Tuesday Dead by Daylight Walking Dead live stream, which is happening tomorrow. So just a quick rundown of the run of the show, which is bringing the Walking Dead into Dead by Daylight. I think I said that too much. Bringing The Walking Dead to Dead by Daylight. There is also the upcoming collections, what's new in 2v8, which I really want to talk about a lot, new Rift, and then the live Q&A. So with the bringing The Walking Dead, we're getting Rick and Michonne Grimes, the first ever married couple survivor in the game, which could be very interesting. And also, they have not announced the patch notes for the changes that they brought into the PTB, but I hope that they are adjusted well enough, especially the upcoming VOD files. And also, we're hopefully, because we didn't get to do that in the PTB, finally play as Michonne. Also, I'm not a big Walking Dead fan, so I don't see myself maining Rick or Michonne. So hopefully you guys are Walking Dead fans. Upcoming collections, I think they're going to either address like small teasers of the upcoming fall collections, maybe. I don't know, maybe they can. But maybe new license skins, maybe talk more in depth of the upcoming collections that they announced for the anniversary event. It is very hard to say, but hopefully we get some more cosmetic related news. Until then, let's talk about like the biggest thing I'm going to make of this video is what is new in 2v8. So with this, I'm going to basically talk about what kind of killers they're going to bring into the 2v8 mode based on the last 2v8 mode, which we got Ghostface and the Oni, which is the first time we ever got two killers in 2v8. And I think this is something new that the devs are going to focus on when it comes to 2v8, just so they can focus more on the killer itself, so they could patch it out for 2v8. And I hope that for 2v8 we do get some patches on the existing killers. For example, Ghostface, I think, struggled way too much in 2v8. So if Ghostface, all the killers, they come back for next 2v8, but I hope they do get some good patches for Ghostface. But I really do want to speculate what could be the newest killers in Dead by Daylight based on previous 2v8s. And the last 2v8s we had licensed killers. We have Nemesis Wesker for version 3, and then the Ghostface for version 4. It would be interesting to speculate what killer, both licensed and original, would come into 2v8. And for original, I think the easiest killer to go off of is most likely going to be Clown. I think Clown, it would probably be the easiest killer to bring into 2v8 with his gas bottles, but they did rework Clown, and it's hard to say whether or not if they're either going to bring Clown's rework into the Walking Dead release and then adjust the add-ons according to that. But I am kind of hopeful for Clown. I mean, Clown's one of the easiest killers to like chill with for me, so it does make sense. License wise, it is very hard to say what license can be brought up into the game. Also, like, trying to focus on, they reworked the HUD so that characters that use the HUD, like the Ghostface and the Resident Evil characters, they use the HUD. So they reworked it now where there's two small circles to the right of your character profile, just so that their powers can be used for the HUD. And if you ever notice it, go watch old 2v8 videos and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about with the exposed for Ghostface and then the infections for Nemesis Wesker. But if we do want to use the HUD, we can also go with the Unknown because he uses the UVX for the weekend. And there's also Houndmaster that they can use, the newer killers. Also Trickster as well. But for licenses, it is very hard to say. Maybe they could get a Castlevania work with 2v8 because Dracula does not use the HUD. Vecna seems like they would be the most complicated because they revolve around so many powers. Maybe even Demogorgon is kind of simple. Maybe after the Stranger Things coming back into Dead by Daylight, maybe Behavior got to work with Netflix again to bring in some more cosmetics for the survivors and Demogorgon. So that'll be really nice. Or they might just save some Stranger Things news and bring in a new killer. We don't know. Maybe we can get the Stranger Things Vecna very soon. It's very hard to say. But we do have that December license coming in. New Rift, I think they might just end up They did rework the Rift where it mainly focused on like how current games work achievements. And which, I mean, it's nice, but I do miss like the old daily rituals where you can play other killers, maybe killers you don't really play with, and get those achievements. I always thought those were really good rewards. Maybe they can rework that into the upcoming Rift because they do spotlight killers and survivors. Maybe they can come up with killer and survivor challenges and make them part of the new Rift and the tomes. So it would be interesting to go back on and see if they actually go forward with that. And finally, for the last part of the live stream is, of course, the live Q&A. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of the live Q&A because even though I do like to watch Dead by Daylight related news and content, it's all stuff that I either heard before or they're just going to say, we are going to be working on it, and without giving any sorts of context whatsoever. But other than that, that is pretty much all that I have to say about the Dead by Daylight Walking Dead live stream. And I know it's been some time that I have not been making YouTube related content, but I just been like struggling of what I want this YouTube channel to be. Do I want it to be a gaming channel? Do I want to focus on news? Do I want to even play more Dead by Daylight? Do I want to focus on other content? And it's always been like a back and forth situation, especially when it comes to this channel, and possibly even do I focus my YouTube energy on other related content, maybe even like do a new brand. And even though for the anniversary update I took a week or two off for multiple reasons I'm not going to get into right now, but hopefully being in this sort of like content space where I'm just doing news and not gameplay, maybe it'll be better off for me overall. But if you guys do like the news commentary of the Dead by Daylight scene, please hit the like button and let me know. And do not forget to subscribe. And until then, guys, I am out of here.